son of a bitch and fucking probably in, I don't know what that is there, B, probably B1. Hey guys, how's she going today? Well, we got the 4520 done, so I'm gonna take it out of here. Man, that thing needs the engine rebuilt. There she goes. So we're gonna get that out and bring the spray coupe in, because if you remember this fall when we were gonna go desiccate peas, it decided it should have 5 neutrals in the transmission. We're not sure what went on, so I'm gonna get that in and drop the transmission out of it anyway. So, but first things first, we gotta get this out of here. So look at that nice repainted hood shine in the sun. We only done the hood because the surface rust was so bad on it. We didn't even charge them for it. We just couldn't let it leave rusty like that. There. Shut that off because we don't need to try and heat the outside. It's a way nicer day out today. The snow's actually almost melting, so kind of a little more seasonable compared to the minus 50 there we were having. So but get that backed in here and we'll talk to you in a few. So it's really shitty here with the snow trying to melt. Is the snow is like, it's fucking slippery. You spin on it and it turns into ice. So the old Duramax trying to back something up the hill that weighs little more than he does is not spinning yet, but there, now it's sliding the ass over. Anyway, we'll get this in here and we'll talk to you in a second. Alright, so Antoine got everything unbolted when I went to town to get Keegi from school there. Took him a couple hours, but we've got our OSHA approved transmission jack ready to go here.
That's only for Americans.
Yeah. We don't need safety. The weight will hold it in place. Oh, just wait, we're up against here.
Okay, a little bit of up. Oh. Here again.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna get the bolts out of the way now, and it should be ready to come down.
Okay, stop. I'm gonna back it up a little more. Okay, now you can start letting it down again.
Man, that's a big transmission.
Whoa, stop. Plug in up here.
Oh. Can you get it or you need a hand?
There we go.
Well, this is inside the bell housing, and look at all of the clutch material. I pulled out a great big chunk of it before here. I think the clutch exploded is what happened. So that's alright, it's not the transmission that's got issues, it's inside of here. So we'll have to pop that off. We'll talk to you when we get it apart. Well, fucking Mr. Fix-It there got the bell housing off now. And you see all the clutch material. Look at all of that. Ooh. So he pulled it out and fuck, this side doesn't look that bad, eh? Tuan said, fuck, there's nothing wrong. Oh, can't get a hold of it now. Not much left there at all. And it didn't slip, or fuck all. You put it in gear and it would just stall the motor out. It wouldn't slip the clutch or anything, so it's amazing. If we're in here, we're gonna change all of it anyways. So, we need clutches, so that's kind of good we're not into the transmission on it, so. I guess tomorrow, phone and find out about getting parts, and tomorrow's agenda, we're pulling injectors, because if you remember, at an idle, it's got that weird mist and it smokes blue like a fucking whole barbecue. So, we're gonna get to the bottom of that, but it's supper time, so we'll talk to you again in the morning. Alrighty, so after an archaeological dig here, found the injectors. I had to do a little bit of head scratching on what I had to undo to be able to get to them. The intake manifold, I'll show you this big goony thing that wraps around the top here and then splits off into 4. And there's these real tiny little guys that held it, and then these two over here. And then a plug-in and what have you, but I've got to clean this mess up a little bit before we start pulling injectors. It's pretty gross under here, so clean that up. I'll show you this intake. Oh, Dad has it. She's a 12 valve in there too. Power. But anyways, that sat in there wrapped around. So this would be facing the side where we were just looking. And those little tiny bolts went in there, and then 2 over there. And then it splits off into these 4. But anyway, keep cleaning, and we'll talk to you again here in a few when I got something else to show you. I guess show you this. This is where it splits into the 4, and we've got a bunch of engine oil on our intake, and it's not coming from here. It's the little check valve that would be up with your air filter here that's got something wrong, because it's coming from there and it's allowing it to suck oil from the breather back around and then into the intake. So we'll have to get one of those as well, but anyway.
Harmonic balancer,
probably the harmonic balancer, Dad said. That'd be about right. If you work for John Deere in town there, that's the go-to. So anyway, we'll talk to you in a bit. There we go. Okay, camera holder 6000's got her here. See if we can twirl this out of here now. You can see anything other than my arms with.
Working without a socket, mate?
Oh yeah, the wrench is working pretty good here.
For the front too.
It'll work for all of them, you just gotta be brave enough.
Well, I've got a socket, otherwise. But look at this socket, I thought it was a cheap piece of shit.
Boy, is that gross.
That's all the market would be.
There you go. Another injector out. Isn't that a weird looking little thing? Anyway, Thank you for holding the camera again, Amanda. Everyone say thank you. Well, Tuan got the last 2 injectors pulled out of there, and we have all our parts ordered. So this clutch was 185 bucks, 25 for the pilot bearing, and then he had found one release bearing was 185 bucks. So, oops, that one's fucked anyway. Told him to try to find another one, and found one for $75, and it's just a little Ford clutch and little Ford transmission in here. So that's kind of nice. And the injectors we got out, and we're gonna bring them to Brandon probably tomorrow and let them test them, see which one's giving issues or which ones, and see if they can rebuild them. And Antoine took the AC compressor apart because the wire burned off for the clutch. So that's $208 for that, or 400 bucks for a whole pump. So we're gonna try just the clutch. And now where are we? Antoine's up here playing with putty, and he's scared to talk on camera and tell me to bring him some more wherever I sat it. There it is. So you just cut a chunk of this shit with the scissors, and you work it with your fingers. And then pack it around where it's leaking, and then it fucking hardens up like a goddamned old rock. Because we had a couple spots that were two spots that were damp and one spot that was actually dripping on here last year. Right here, and someone's patched it before. And these tanks are very expensive to get a new one of, so we're not going to be doing that yet anyways. So this should work, but anyway, till we get some parts in and what have you, that's going to be it for this for a few days. You're thinking middle of next week, so probably Wednesday, Thursday before we see the clutch and whatnot. So I guess that's where we'll leave you. So thank you much for watching, and leave a comment and subscribe, and go check out old Ryan at Straight Pipe Acres, see what he's up to. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Tuan won't, he's scared to talk. He's kind of a mute. Having fun? Yes. Just like Play-Doh.